Becoming a vegetarian sounds like it should be healthy, but what many don't know is that it can hurt the human body. The reason this speech is important is because before thinking about taking on such a diet, you need to know the detrimental health effects. I took a food and nutrition class in high school and I learned all about becoming a vegetarian. Then I proceeded to do my own research into becoming a vegetarian, and it turns out there's many positives but also many negatives. Becoming a vegetarian could be detrimental to a human's health. Becoming a vegetarian leads to brittle bones, higher chance of anxiety disorder, and depression. Now I will begin with how depression is a problem among many vegetarians. Depression is a big problem with many vegetarians. Being a vegetarian may have an influence on depression. During a study, 24% of vegetarians suffered from depression, while only 10% of people who eat meat suffer from depression. This may be from lack of vitamin B12, which has been linked to depression. Due to the 14% difference between the two, it leads me to believe the vegetarian diet has an influence. After discussing how it may cause depression, I will now discuss how becoming a vegetarian may influence more anxiety. Vegetarians have a higher chance to have problems with anxiety. A study was done with vegetarians and people who eat meat, and 31% of vegetarians have an anxiety disorder, while those who eat meat have a much lower 13%. These statistics were found on Cosmopolitan in an article about 6 ways being a vegetarian could seriously mess you up by Catherine Schreiber. Nutrient deprivation, or worrying which restaurant you can and can't eat at when you're out with your friends, could be a reason for more anxiety. Either way, there's a clear 18% difference, and anxiety is a real problem among vegetarians. After talking about how being a vegetarian can induce anxiety, I will talk about how it can make your bones more brittle. Vegetarians have more brittle bones. Becoming a vegetarian could lead your bones to become far more brittle and have a higher chance of breaking. Low vitamin D and low calcium is common in most vegetarians, because these vitamins are found in meat. Not to mention, low amounts of protein throughout the diet can lead to weaker muscles and bones. Some vegetarians are able to eat eggs and drink milk, which can help supply vitamin D and calcium. With low vitamin D and low calcium, your bones become more brittle and more susceptible to breaking. Now lastly, I believe becoming a vegetarian can be detrimental to a human's health. Becoming a vegetarian leads to brittle bones, higher chance of anxiety disorder, and depression. Many of you may not agree with me on how becoming a vegetarian is not healthy and how you may know some of the benefits, such as vegetarians having a healthier heart. But eating protein is needed throughout our diet because that's how our bodies were created to eat. Not to mention all the nutrients in meat that's not involved in the vegetarian diet. Knowing this information, do you still believe that becoming a vegetarian is healthier than no diet at all? Thank you.